If she's here, we'll need to draw her out. Our intel shows a lot of Romulan activity in the system, in Seela's name. Command believes she's planning an assault of some kind and gathering tactical resources. This looks like an abandoned Tal Shiar base. Or what's left of one. It looks like the interior has been stripped of anything useful over an extended period of time. This could be the work of Seela's forces. Those ships were older, but battle-ready and in good repair. It's unusual of them to run so quickly. We should stay sharp. There's probably more of them out there waiting under cloak. In the meantime, we damage their propulsion systems in the fight. As long as they keep leaking plasma, we can follow their trail. They're not trying to lose us. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Unidentified ship, you are trespassing in sovereign Romulan space, and you are outnumbered. Surrender now. Oh, it's you again. No. You are still trespassing in my space, and I could use a new ship in my armada. Unidentified. No. Fine, we'll talk. Cut to the chase and tell me what it is you want. Ah, I'd wondered when you'd get around to working for the Enterprise C survivors. When the Enterprise C survivors were taken, my father agreed to let the rest of the crew live, so long as Lieutenant Yar served as his concubine. She was executed, but my father held to his word. I am aware of their location, but I will only take you there if you agree to bring me with you. And what assurances do I have that I won't simply be executed? I will not agree to my death. If I agree to this, I will be held in house arrest, somewhere reasonably pleasant by my own standards. I will not be cut off from access to the outside world, and I will not be given any sort of death penalty. Further, you will allow my crew and their ships to go without harassment. The survivors of the Enterprise C were sent to a Tal Shiar prison world. Set a course for the Pictet system. I shall make my way to the bridge of this...
I'm reading several Tholian ships on sensors, along with some unusual temporal fluctuations. Tholians dislike anything involving time travel. We should be cautious. If they think we're responsible, they may become hostile.
This is the Pictet system, one of many worlds where the Tal Shiar would send assets important enough to keep, but not threatening enough to kill. Supplies to this world stopped when Hobus was destroyed.
Do not intrude. The anomaly will be eradicated. Leave now.
The Tholians were performing a detailed scan on that anomaly. Something caused it to destabilize quickly. Not a good sign.
The anomaly will be purged, as will you. Vengeance for the fallen.
Another temporal anomaly. It was emitting high levels of tachyon radiation and chronotons before it dispersed. I'll need more data, but I think it was an unstable gateway into transdimensional space.
Scan one. I want to see what they were so interested in.
Based on these readings, I believe I've found an origin point for these anomalies. They're coming from the planet below. I suggest sending an away team down to collect data. Should check out the planet off the page. Detecting signs of habitation, but there's a lot of temporal disturbances down there. They're making it hard to obtain a clear reading at this distance.
Assemble your most able crewmen and... My apologies. This is your ship. You get the orders.
We've beamed down into an open courtyard within what's left of the Tal Shiar prison. Doesn't look like it's been inhabited for some time. I'm reading a number of temporal anomalies nearby, but my tricorder's having trouble analyzing the data.
The shipments of supplies stopped long ago. Anyone alive down here will have a hard time. I suppose that's too bad for Admiral Tenay. That is what this is about, isn't it? There are two of her and no one else. If you find her, I doubt she will be alive. This world was abandoned by the Tal Shiar decades ago. I doubt there's anyone left. The survivors of the Enterprise C might have left personal items behind.
This datapad dates back to the late 23rd century. It lacks power, but it should work once it's recharged. This place hasn't been inhabited for a while. The thing is, the tricorder's giving a range of time from 3 months to 30 years. We're dealing with some serious temporal flux here. That's one of the temporal anomalies. I wouldn't recommend entering its area of effect. From what I'm reading here, contact with the anomaly will do considerable damage to anything organic. That being said, I believe we can deal with this. Stand over there, and between the two of us, we should be able to nullify the anomaly. Someone's been here recently. The tricorder's picking up numerous signs of habitation in the area. By the look of things, someone stripped this area of all useful items and moved on. This gate appears to have been locked from the outside. Perhaps they knew about the anomaly but didn't have the means to handle it. Ah, there's a manual override over there near our beam-down site. When we disrupted this anomaly, it seemed to fracture, forcing more anomalies into our timeline. I think we might be able to use that to our benefit, though. I'll stay here and act as an anchor. Find the best spot and use your tricorder to emit the dispersal pattern again. We should be able to push those bubbles away from the gate controls. The gate controls are trapped within an anomaly. We'll have to disperse it to use them. Looks like some of the closed gateways are rusted now. Find another spot. I can see a clear path to the controls. The gate's open. Try to disperse where you are. It should open an escape path for you. Excellent. The gate's open, and we can continue our search for Tanae. Well done. Before we move on, I've managed to bring the datapad online again. It might contain clues on what happened. Looks like it's a personal unit. The primary user is Lieutenant Tasha Yar of Starfleet.
Give me that! The first entry dates to 2389, nearly 40 years after she was executed. Or at least 40 years after she was supposed to have been executed. I am Natasha Yar, Security Chief for the Federation Starship Enterprise D. Well, at least that's who I was. For the past 40 years, I've been Tal Shiar Prisoner 24601. But even that changed a week ago. Our regular supply drops from the Star Empire stopped 3 months ago. The guards started caring too much about what might be going on elsewhere in the Quadrant and caring too little about their prisoners. We were able to overpower them.
Look! There's a path ahead! This anomaly looks more stable than the others. It's probably less deadly, but let's not find out more.
Generators died, no one knows why. We'll build a new settlement and a secondary supply bunker. Lieutenant Yar never discussed Turkana 4. When I was older, I discovered why. She was a survivor. It is clear that her arrangement with my father was just that. Obviously, she continued that trait into her existence here. There's more ground to cover.
There's another unstable anomaly. The anomaly has left some of the rock in a molten state.
You took readings in orbit. Clearly, surely we should continue looking.
There's a lot of interference, but I think I'm picking up a life sign. Tanae!
Go away! Leave this place! No! No! Please, not again! Stay away! Stay away!
It seems your duplicate, Tanae, is still alive, and she isn't pleased to see you. I don't really blame her. I wasn't exactly thrilled to see you again, either.
She's run off, but there's an even larger anomaly close by.
It looks like it was a structure at one point. But I
Another
doubt
temporal
any
anomaly,
survivors
and
would
this one is
remain in
larger
a
than the
ruin
last.
like this.
There are temporal eddies moving through the area, and a few stable locations between them. Now, if you establish temporal stabilizers in these 3 locations, we can disperse the anomaly and get a better look at the area. There's a stable pocket ahead of you. Set up the first stabilizer there. That's the first stabilizer. 2 more to go. Incredible! Dispersing the anomaly restored more than I expected. We should look for clues.
We found shelter ruined. None of them can remember what happened. Without
Some sort of temporal inversion happened here. Some of the rock returned to an earlier molten state, while some of the building materials aged over 200 years. Anyone standing close to these objects would have been affected as well, regressed to infancy, or aged to the grave.
Well, I suppose it was nice that Yar thought of me. But that doesn't change the fact that she was going to steal me away like a thief in the night. If she had truly cared, she would have stayed where she was. My father was not cruel or petty, at least not to me. He was hard because he needed to be. I thrived because of it. The Enterprise C survivors were surprisingly resilient. Tasha's notes are more sparse, but seem to record a productive, if...
Over here! There's a path with recent footprints. I'm reading another anomaly, further down the path. Tanae might be there.
The Tanae anomaly and its allies must be purged.
That Tholian away team must have beamed down to investigate the anomalies. This looks to be a well-worn path. Some recent footprints here, heading the other way. They might have run into Tholian.
It seems you're both... It seems many of the refugees would be alive if it weren't for the anomalies. I wonder how...
I'm detecting signs of recent habitation in this location.
Maybe we'll find more answers.
This was some sort of dwelling up until a few months ago. If I'm reading this right, there was an explosion of Tetrion particles here. A fatal one, judging by the organic residue on the walls. No one's been living here since, according to these tricorder readings.
The anomalies are temporal in origin. I watched Richard wither and die before my eyes. An anomaly appeared, and moments later, he aged 100 years. We buried him this morning in the clearing. I never expected he and I would end this. Tanae hasn't been seen in days.
This is Tanae. I have agreed to report the final words of Natasha Yar and to hold this log for the future. If there is one, if it isn't here already, What? No! Focus. Both Natasha Yar died of a fever. She wished for the story of the crew of the Enterprise C to be remembered. They were brave beyond expectation. She wished for her daughter to know that she was loved and that Natasha lived a long and happy life. But Natasha missed her, and she hoped her daughter's life was wonderful. Natasha requests that if this log is found, that this record be conveyed to Sela of Romulus and to the Federation. Do not come near me.
I think I see movement in the bushes. Tanae?
Stop following me! No, go away! I told you to stay. I am dangerous. You should not be here. No! No! Not again!
There's a new anomaly forming.
Folians!
Purge the anomaly. Purge the contamination.
The anomalies that have been occurring were caused by decades of temporal interference. Because of what happened with the Enterprise C, you exist in two places at once. We can fix this. You and your counterpart can be reintegrated. Your memories will be integrated as well, but the anomalies will stop.
I see the logic in your presence here. I am anomalous. My presence here must be sufficiently reconciled to preserve the order of things. I presume you are here to accomplish this. Thus, I will go with you.
All this time, she was here. I believed she was dead. Tasha believed I might come looking for her. She believed it so strongly she left logs in case. Tanae held her logs for her. And now, she is truly dead. This place has led to some interesting revelations, shall we say?
Looks like we beamed up just in time. Several Tholian ships are on an attack vector.
Something is happening. It's happening again. Another anomaly is forming. I see you found my displaced temporal counterpart. I see you found my displaced temporal counterpart. Well done. An operations team is standing by on this vessel to assist with her temporal reintegration. Please beam her aboard, and we will begin the process. It is possible that I may acquire a new set of memories as part of the process. A small price to pay to stabilize the timeline. As it has been said, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Or, I see. Having read the briefing from Starfleet Command, I find her presence here to be most logical, considering the situation. Very well. I will take custody of Sela and deliver her to a secure facility once the reintegration procedure is complete. Beam her aboard with my temporal counterpart.
It seems our journey is at a parting of the ways once more. I did, and I will. But I have a condition to my surrender. Tell me about my mother.
The timeline is stabilizing. Anomaly counts are dropping, and our agents are reporting a decline in temporal aftershocks due to recent events. That's a good thing, by the way. The aftershocks of our recent discoveries on Pictet may take some time for Sela to resolve, however. I hope she's able to find a sense of peace and closure from what she's learned today. I'll be heading back to Temporal Command once we've fully integrated the two Tanays. Be seeing you.
Please report to the USS Vostok.
It's a pleasure to see you again. I'm glad you were selected as your time's representative. I can't imagine a better selection. Of course, I already knew you were going to be chosen, but that doesn't change my appreciation. Your recent experiences with time travel have begun a new phase of development, and a perilous one at that. Understanding the rules of time travel is of vital importance. Starfleet personnel are strictly forbidden from directly interfering with historical events and are required to maintain the timeline when possible. We're also restricted from revealing too much about the future. These principles have served Starfleet well. Now that the time travel genie is out of the bottle, it'll be hard to get it back in. The tech will spread through the galaxy, and species after species will learn the secrets of time. Are you ready to visit the future?
Welcome to New Kittimer.
Here we are. Since you're from the past, I'll be your chaperone during the event, hopefully protecting you from any temporal incidents. Purely procedural, of course. You've already demonstrated your ability to remain silent about things you aren't supposed to know. Welcome, gentle being, to the signing of the Temporal Accords. Your biosigns aren't listed on our register today. I'll need to... Wait. I know you. I wrote a paper about you in classical history class at the Academy. I must say, you look much younger than your holo images. Wait, what year did you come from? Oh, that explains why you look so young. Well, you sure have an eventful future ahead of you. Forget I said that. I'm not supposed to say things like that. To be honest, I'm still getting used to the new temporal regulations. They can be a little confusing. Anyway, the TIC crews are scrubbing the hull for anything that might cause a paradox if visitors from the past, like yourself, encounter them. It will be just a few moments. Perhaps you would like to chat with some of our other guests here in the lobby. I believe they have all been cleared for trans-temporal interactions. I'm sure you'll have plenty to talk about.
The Nakul are here to protest the signing of these unlawful, biased accords. The Tholians ravaged our homeworld thanks to the Federation's ineptitude. In one dark moment, my people were scattered throughout the stars. All we were, our history, our way of life, was nearly lost. And when we needed the Federation the most, we were denied. Terrorists killed us. Criminals, the dregs of the galaxy. These words, these deeds will never be forgotten or forgiven. Today, the Federation and their lackeys come to tell the galaxy which timeline is best and what they'll do to keep it that way. But who are they to dictate such terms? To tell us that their history is more important than ours? My existence has been nothing but hardship and pain. The life of an exile. I'd gladly sacrifice it to restore my homeworld and prevent the mass exodus of my people. Don't tell me you wouldn't do the same, were our places reversed.
Greetings, friend. How may I help you? Pretty certain we haven't met until just now. Not yet, at least. I just graduated from the Academy as a temporal agent. That being said, it's quite possible that we will meet in the future. Well, my future. Tell you what, I'll try to act surprised when it happens.
Attention all guests. The main hall is now open. Please make your way to your seats.
The Nakul are not here to sign these accords. We have already been victims of time-traveling aliens. But somehow this incursion into the timeline has been overlooked. Perhaps because of its importance to the founding of the Galactic Union. We proposed an amendment to restore our home world in the timeline, but it was rejected. Therefore we are here, with all eyes of the galaxy upon us, to point out the hypocrisy and unlawfulness of these accords.
The Tholian Assembly has decided to support the Accords. We are concerned that a rogue individual or species could disrupt our development. The Accords do not go far enough. We want to end all time travel, for any reason. We will continue to lobby for change, aggressively. Should the Union fail to preserve the timeline, the Assembly will succeed by any means necessary. That is all.
While the Accords promise to safeguard the time stream for us all.
Time travelers are cowards, Hunter. They're breeding conspiracy about the way of the present, rather than the memory of the past.
I am honored by the Founders, and pleased to observe this most historic event. Although the Dominion was not greatly affected by the development of time travel, we have an interest in safeguarding the time stream.
Jolan True, you are from the past. From before the time the Romulans joined the Federation, I'll wager. How strange all of this must be for you. The entire galaxy unites in preserving the timeline. This is truly a momentous day for all.
I must say, I am privileged to witness this historic event. Truly it is a singular honor. I'm humbled, as I'm sure you are as well.
I am reminded of a quote from ancient Earth, and when
the Borg have a checkered past when it comes to time travel, particularly where the Federation is concerned. Thankfully, we've had the chance to make amends. The Cooperative is proud to be a part of today's proceedings.
Well, one of our very special guests. It is so nice to meet you. I am Wixit, your humble master of ceremonies for this historic event. Quite an honor, wouldn't you say? So exciting! This ceremony is about to begin, so you should find your seat. But I'd love to chat with you after the signing.
Delegates and honored guests, your attention please. The signing ceremony is about to begin. Please take your seats.
Representatives from dozens of species have gathered to witness this historic event. It looks like they are getting ready to begin the formal signing. Of course, this is largely ceremonial. The negotiation... Wait, there is some kind of disturbance.
This oppression will not stand. The time stream shall be free. We will liberate the galaxy from the tyranny of the Temporal Accords. We shall wipe the stain of the Federation from history.
Quick, get the delegates to safety. The Krenim are taking the delegates hostage. The Krenim have grabbed the delegates and are holding them hostage in some nearby offices. This is damn peculiar. We're facing a major temporal flux here. The hostiles have neutralized embassy security, but it looks like they weren't expecting us to be here. It's up to us to rescue the delegates. Watch out! More Krenim beaming in! More Krenim! Neutralize them as quickly as possible. We need to save those delegates.
Can anybody hear us? The Krenim are holding us hostage in the embassy offices. Please, anyone, help!
The Krenim are holding us hostage, requesting immediate assistance. Hang on, we're on our way.
Cooperate, and you won't be harmed. Resist, and your safety cannot be guaranteed.
My love.
It was a good day to die for the Krenim.
You saved my world, and now you saved me. I'm beginning to like you.
I shall live to serve the Founders another day. My thanks to you, of course.
This wasn't supposed to happen. History says the Accords were signed and there was no mention of an attack. Those look like Krenim ships.
This conference will not continue. I won't abide it. All ships fire at will. Leave no survivors. I recognize that ship. Oh, not this time. This time, you will not prevail. Please, great failure.
Are tied up fighting the Krenim. We can't afford to lose that array. It monitors the time stream for incursions. If it were damaged, people could travel into the past without being detected. Curious. The Krenim and Nakul vessels have started fighting each other in the confusion. Let's make the most of that, shall we? got the Krenim on the run over here. Stay focused on the array. We've cleared out most of the Krenim ships. Engaging Annorax now. The more the merrier. On your timeline. He was a Krenim researcher on the Annorax timeship project, if memory serves. I thought as much. Something must have disturbed the timeline. I'm afraid you will need to return to your own time to investigate. I'll accompany you, but I can't interact with anybody from your time. I'll open a portal when you're ready. Are you ready now?
You are cleared for docking.
Welcome back to Kiana. We hadn't expected to see you again so soon. To what do we owe the pleasure? Noi? Well, he's been working on some secret project of late. To be honest, he's been more than a little hostile, and that's saying something for Noi. I was about to check in with him, if you would like to accompany me.
Oh, it's you. I thought I'd seen the last of you after you flew off to your great victory over the Iconians. Well, what do you want? I'm very busy. Come now, you can read, can't you? Access my latest report to command if you want to know what I'm working on. Feel free to waste the time of the charming bureaucrat standing next to you, but I'll thank you to stop wasting mine. Now, if this interrogation is over, I've more important matters to attend to. Good day.
Like I said, more than a little hostile. He's been like this for some time now, and no one's sure why. Treason? Noi? Like I said, more than a little hostile. He's been like this for some time now, and no one's sure why. Treason? Noi? Sure, he's been difficult to work with, but... Oh, I hope you're wrong. Noi has top-level access to everything we're working on here. I don't need to tell you how much damage that could do in the wrong hands. Let me call up his files. He was working on the Annorax. Wait a minute. It looks like he was accessing the launch protocols and docking clamps.
I see you found my farewell gift, Tralla. I'm so glad. As for you, I'm taking command of the Anoraks now. I can see that bothers you greatly. So will the numerous bombs I've left behind.
Stole the Anoraks? I can't believe it. How could he do such a thing? What drove him to betray us like this? There's only one way to find out. Computer, bring up the research notes and personal logs of researcher Noi. Authorization Trala 23, Victor 6 Sigma.
Please input your selection below.
Personal log supplemental. We had some visitors from the Alliance today. Noi was rather rude to them, but I managed to smooth things over. This time.
Please.
Personal log supplemental. At last, I have found them. The Tutarians. Or rather, what they have become. Some of them managed to escape the treachery of the Federation, finding sanctuary in a trans-dimensional void. They...
Please.
Personal log supplemental. My review of the time capsule files is complete. What I have learned has shocked me to the very core of my being. I had a wife, and she was pregnant. My wife and unborn child were murdered by the Federation and their allies. They devastated my people, murdered my family, and erased an entire species from time and space. I cannot let this stand. This I vow. I shall not rest until I have restored my family or avenged their deaths. Time itself shall be the instrument of my vengeance.
Personal log supplemental. We had some visitors from the Alliance today. Noi was rather rude to them, but I managed to smooth things over. This time. Still, he has good reason to be stressed. The war isn't going well, and there's a lot of pressure on him right now. He could be a bit more agreeable, however. Perhaps a peace offering. Those Terran snack cakes he's so fond of with the... what is the word? Nougat. I tried to tell him about the baby again last night, but he was so stressed out. I just couldn't add to his burden. Hopefully things will calm down a bit soon and I can tell him. On a positive note, my work is progressing quite well. I believe these logs should now be shielded from any kind of temporal incursion.
Please input your... Now look.
What the... We're under attack!
Noi has returned, and he's made a number of potent modifications to his ship. We could use some help up here with him and his ally.
I have been waiting for this for a long time. At last, I take the first fateful steps upon my path of vengeance. As always, your thinking is so limited. For you, it has been moments, but for me, it has been years. Years of planning, building, all to return to this moment in time, to end you. Oh, but it does, believe me. You took them. My wife, my unborn child. Time was your weapon then, and it is mine now. With it, I will eradicate your wretched alliance, just as you wiped the Tutarians from history. But first things first. It's time for you to die.
This is Walker. We've got our hands full with Noi over here, but we'll keep him busy while you defend the station. We could use a hand once it's secure, though. Annorax packs quite a punch. Noi has learned some new tricks. This definitely isn't the same Annorax we left a few minutes ago. I thought we'd lost you. What happened to Noi? Damn! A rogue agent out there with a ship like the Annorax is a real big problem. One step at a time. Let's get you back to the 25th century once you're ready for the trip.
So, Noi turned against us, huh? This is troublesome. With his theft of the Annorax, he poses a great threat to the galaxy. Sadly, I don't think we've seen the last of him. The surprise actions of the Nakul are also a concern. What could they be up to, I wonder? Regardless, I think you'll agree. The battlefield just got a lot bigger.
Time is short, my friends, so I'll make this quick. The battle is not going well for us. We have already lost Daniels. We're outnumbered and outgunned. Our plan relies on the Tox Utat. With it, we can destabilize the Expanse and force the Sphere Builders to withdraw. There's only one ship with the power to use the Tox Utat effectively. The Enterprise. She must survive at all costs. Today we're fighting for the past, present, and future. So fight hard, and fight well. Dismissed. We're more than just the cavalry. We have the means to put an end to this whole conflict. The Tox Utat. All ships. This is Chekhov. Protect the Enterprise at all costs. We must get the Tox Utat to the Enterprise. Here they come! All ships, defend the Enterprise at all costs. Enemy ships on intercept course. Weapons hot. Going. We must reach the Enterprise. We're almost there. Terran ships ahead. They're trying to intercept us. Done it! Find us. For the Empire!
Mayday! Mayday! Our court's about to breach!
Oregon ships inbound. They're locking weapons. All ships, defend the Enterprise at all costs. Terran ships are attacking the Enterprise.
Enterprise.
We've done it! Find a suitable location, and I will beam down with you.
Captain Dax to all hands. Brace for impact.
Behind us!
Captain Dax to all hands. Brace for impact.
Yes, let me contact command on this. Wait! My transponder's missing.
Did someone call for a miracle worker then?
Scotty?
That would be this wee temporal beacon. Once activated, it brought me here. Somehow.
Bullshit.
I've been holding onto that beacon for many a year, waiting for a signal. Better late than never, I suppose. Where and when are we, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, aye. Judging by the sounds of things, I'd say we're in the kind of trouble the Enterprise is getting into regularly. Am I right? Well, we better get to it then. Wouldn't want to let a fine lady like this down, would we? Quite the ship, this Enterprise.
Wait until you see her on the outside.
Are we in some sort of nebula?
Verse. And if we don't stop it, we're all done for. More boarders! need to integrate the Tox Utat into the primary power network of the Enterprise. Scotty, I could use a hand here.
Oh, I think I'll manage. We'll get this gadget of yours hooked up in.
All right, we need to reconfigure these consoles to work the Tox Utat. Incoming! Keep working, Scotty! Keep your head down over there.
Consoles realigned. Now activate them so we can put them to use.
We'll realign the consoles. Watch out for our...
I wrote this warp protocol. There's...
Behind you! These Terrans don't give up, do they? The same. So let's get this done quickly.
Deploy the core integration chamber and wrap this up.
Hopefully we won't get any more uninvited guests.
Oh, why did you say that? We're bound to get some now.
Nice try, but you're done here. Oh, none of you look like the beg for mercy type, so let's just skip to your execution, shall we?
You are right, Scotty. Unfortunate.
Aye, let's deal with this angry lass and her band of thugs.
Congratulations.
Take the Scotsman alive. Kill her.
She fights like a queen.
I've had more than enough of this.
Terran forces, this is the Admiral. We're leaving. Now!
Good luck with your fool's errand, Noi.
The Haggis is in the fire, for sure.
I might be getting too old for this.
Nonsense. You're just getting started, laddie.
Losing the Terran fleet won't make Noi happy. He'll send every ship he has at the Enterprise. You need to keep her safe while we finish the job here.
can we be of assistance, Command?
Scotty and I need more time. Protect the Enterprise.
They're coming in from 3 o'clock.
Got your back!
Got company. More enemy forces incoming.
They're coming in from 12 o'clock.
Command, the USS Tempest has been exploded.
The USS knows there's ready, Command.
Got your back! Mayday! Mayday! Our course about to breach!
Enemy forces headed for our position. Hold them off! More ships are attacking.
They're coming in from 9 o'clock. We've lost main power. Shields collapsing.
More of these forces are right. We're almost done. Mr. Scotty needs just a little more time.
Hold out! Structural integrity compromised! Repeat! Mayday! Mayday! Our course about to breach!
spear builders too, and good riddance.
This isn't over. I have all the time I need to find the path to victory.
He's going to run. He's done it many times before. Disable the Anorex if you can, and take Noi alive. He should answer for his crimes.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
sorry I could not greet you properly on the bridge. I'm afraid I had more... I suppose this was inevitable. So be it. It's time. Time I put an end to this charade, and to you. I will deal with you myself. Handle then. I must bring the temporal core back online. Fine. I'll deal with you myself. Guards, kill them, now! I will end you. and for all. And so, it ends. Finish your bloody work, then. Send me to join Clouda in Oblivion, as you sent the Tutarians and so many others. Kill me, if you have the stomach for it. This won't end with me. Others are out there, watching. They see your tyranny, and they'll rise up, just as I did. Your time will come. Pity I won't be there to see it.
Reading multiple Klingon life signs on Yorktown's bridge. Sorry I'm late. Dead? I was, in a manner of speaking. Stopping Noi altered the timeline in a number of ways, including one where I lived.
Noi is done, but his allies are still out there. Any of them could try to take Procyon again, so we'll need to stay vigilant. And so, for now, this is goodbye.
Good to see you again, my friend.
Well, Scotty, let's get you back to the 24th century.
Do you mind a quick stop in the 23rd first? I'd like to see the Enterprise. Our Enterprise. One last time.
I think that can be arranged, old friend. 2 to beam up.
It's good to know they're out there. People who come through in the end. People like you. What you did today will remain secret. No parades, no celebrations. Still, there's comfort in knowing the timeline's secure. Take pride in that. On behalf of myself and the countless others you've saved today, thank you.